Wednesday, October 4th, the Dome Foamers podcast is back with episode 23. I'm your host, Christian Kruger, and as always, I'm joined by Neil Mieski and Brian Dorton. We're just lifelong Astros fans that love to talk about October baseball. So, boys, let's go. All right, here we are, episode 23. It's October. One thing that the Astros are always in is October baseball. We've made it, but before we get cranked up, I want to say thank you to our title sponsor, Two Gringos Chupacabra, the fine people there. They are our title sponsor of Two Gringos Chupacabra Rub and Season All. Two Gringos makes the finest rub, salsa, chips, jerky, marinade that you've ever tasted. If you haven't tried their products, please do. You don't know what you're missing. The main thing you need to know about Two Gringos Chupacabra products is that they are so good because they only use the finest ingredients and never, ever take shortcuts when it comes to quality. This is why we are proud to have Two Gringos Chupacabra as our title sponsor. You can find them in your local grocery store or on their website at twogringoschupacabra.com. That's the number 2, gringoschupacabra.com. Thank you to the fine people there. And boys, we're back.
Playoff time, baby.
Playoff time. We're doing this on a Wednesday just to get us in. We had a little short reaction podcast, 22.75. Check that out. I do want to ask people, we're going to push a bunch of our YouTube channel. Get on and subscribe to that, rate and review. We obviously on Spotify, Apple, and all the other fine places where you find your podcast. But we're going to start hopefully moving more things over on YouTube. So get on there and get notifications and subscribe and rate and review. We appreciate that. All right. So we now have an opponent. The Minnesota Twins swept the Toronto Blue Jays.
Unreal.
Not completely shocked, but I am a little surprised it only was 2 games.
Yeah.
Now that we know who the opponent is, we'll get into it. Astros are sitting back taking batting practice. I saw today. I love it. Here we are. We're back together for this. The game has changed. Everything refreshes. It's now the real season. It's the real season. It's the winning season. We're going to play Saturday sometimes. I hope it doesn't mess up Dorton's plans to go to the Jonas Brothers concert, which is actually true. Neil, I'm gonna throw it to you first to give me your thoughts, really of now the playoffs and now who the Astros are playing and moving forward.
Yeah, pretty close to playing the Twins. I mean, that's kind of who we thought we would play a couple weeks ago. We just didn't know or didn't anticipate it being in this round.
Yeah, that's true.
That we were trying to avoid, whatever. But yeah, here we are. We're it feels like a month ago when we were thinking that, we were flying out to Seattle and it was pretty doom and gloom. And here we are with 5 days off and preparing now for the Twins. It's the playoffs. Go ahead and take somebody lightly and see how that turns out for you.
Yeah.
And you can say what you want about the AL East apparently wasn't all that.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Maybe the AL Central was a little bit more than we give them credit for, perhaps. I think we even referenced that one time a couple of weeks ago how the Twins record wasn't that far off from our record. But yes, it's. I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys do. Again, there's still a lot of head scratching going on as far as who are we, but it's 0-0 for everybody. The Twins their pitching staff is very solid. Obviously, Carlos Correa coming back and being in the playoffs this time, not with us. Christian or the catcher from last year. Who was the catcher?
Christian Vasquez.
Right? He's with them. So there's going to be some familiar faces. Even, and I think Dallas Keuchel's on the injured list, but imagine that. But even Dallas Keuchel, might be around there. I'm not sure how that turns out. So familiar faces of guys that have won with us. And so that's kind of an odd thing. That'll be, a story inside the story. But as far as just matchups go, it's going to be interesting. By no means is this going to be, a walk in the park.
All right, Dorton, fire away.
Yeah, man, I am pumped. I can't remember. Would y'all remind me what I predict? I don't remember how.
I will Saturday night during the Jonas Brothers concert.
I don't remember what I said. I don't remember what I said that how this was going to play out, but I think it was something along the lines of exactly the way that it played out.
Well, there was a greater percentage chance that the chance was going to happen with a greater percentage chance.
Yeah.
There was a greater percentage chance that a nuclear bomb would drop in my backyard.
Y'all just didn't see the math that I saw.
No, you're right.
No.
And
neither did anyone else.
Guess whose math was correct? Yeah, that's right. So
blind squirrel finds an acorn.
Please,
game be 7:00 Saturday. Please.
But I will say this: I am pumped. I'm still on the same page though. In terms of it, we're gonna see what team shows up, right? We've seen what this team has done in the regular season. I hope that what we just saw this past weekend was an indication of a switch that has been flipped on and officially in postseason mode. And boy, that would be fantastic. I think it's going to be pretty cool to I will say this. It's going to be pretty cool to see Correa out there again in the playoffs, even though he's in a different uniform. No, I'm still a fan of his. I like Correa. I mean, it was the right move, very much the right move, and of us, sending him on. But good for him. But I hope we beat their butts this weekend and let them know what team really matters. But yeah, man, I'm excited, and it's going to be a fun playoff yet again.
Well, I would love to see Correa out there as he's getting his ass kicked. So that's what I'm here for.
Obviously.
I'm one of those that just once they leave, okay, bye. Congratulations. Thank you for all you did. And you're right. I mean, it was the right move. I really don't. Whatever.
I mean, I'm not going to boo the guy. I'm not going to cheer for him, but I'm not going to boo him.
No, I wouldn't mind him wearing one in the ribs at some point if a ball just happens to slip and run inside.
I mean, if it's going to help us in the process, then absolutely.
Sure.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies,
exactly. If he dies, he dies. But yeah, I mean, what we really need to get into now is the pitching. The Astros have been the benefit of 5 days off, and so most likely, I'm assuming it'll be Verlander, Fromber, Christian Javier. So that would be a Saturday, Sunday in Houston, off day Monday, and then the game 3 Tuesday in Minneapolis. Which, by the way, who knows what the temperatures will be there? So that's something to probably watch for. Yeah, absolutely. So probably need to look into that. I'm assuming the Twins will most likely they had to use Pablo Lopez game 1, Sonny Gray game 2. Would have loved that to go 3, but it didn't. So I would assume we're going to see Joe Ryan for the Twins game 1. I would think Pablo Lopez on 4 days, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I just don't know what he's done all year. If he's done a lot of that 4 days or 5 days. And then Sonny Gray probably Tuesday in Minneapolis because he pitched tonight. So they've got good starters. They've got an absolute missile in the bullpen and Duran. He's one of my favorite people to see pitch. I don't know if y'all have seen him much. He throws like 117, and I
Yeah.
mean it is unbelievable.
Yes.
I mean, I think he
Yeah.
hit 103 today. I've seen him hit 105. He throws a kind of like a split that goes like 96 and runs inside. I mean, it's so nasty. So
Yeah.
my point being is, you take your chances, but you'd really like to have a lead, obviously going late in the game, so not see that guy. I don't know his. I think I saw he's got a 2-something ERA. He's fairly new, into Major League Baseball, but man, he's nasty. So they're built. The Twins are built on pitching and defense. They're banged up. Correa's got a plantar fasciitis. Royce Lewis just came back from the DL and hit 2 bombs game 1. I don't know what he did today because I had baseball and kid duty and stuff like that. But Byron Buxton, I don't know his status. He's been out forever. I would love for him to stay out. He's a difference maker. But they've got some guys, some no-name guys that you don't know that can pound the baseball too. So by no means, I think this is going to be a walkover. I think this is going to be a tight series. It's going to be based on pitching and defense and clutch hitting.
Tuesday's looking like a high of 58 in
oh man,
freaking Minneapolis.
What's the low?
43. Monday,
so honestly,
Monday low of 39.
It could be a lot worse. What about Wednesday? Because I guess
Wednesday's a balmy 62. High of 62.
Not terrible. I mean,
heat advisory of 62.
Right.
It could have been a lot worse. It could easily been in the 30s and 20s there. Yeah. So that's not terrible. The ball's not going to travel as far, but that's good. I would like a little bit warmer. We need to talk playoff Verlander. I do think if I was able to write in the lineup based on all factors of the last month, that I would choose him over Fromber. Plus, I'm a big proponent of the right, left, right, kind of mixing up their batting order, who they'll start, who they'll play, so no one gets comfortable. But the elephant's out there. Verlander has struggled in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we were just talking about that before this is if we're going just playoff runs, I mean, we're starting Christian on Saturday.
He's pitched great in the playoffs, and Framber has too, for that matter.
Framber, yeah,
sure,
yeah.
But I think we go Javier than Framber just based on playoff play, and Javier's hot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and Jordan kind of jumped it, but I get it. If we get good Javier in the playoffs, watch out. I mean, I
no
feel
doubt.
It'd be
super
great.
confident.
Be great. We're trending that way.
I know I texted this maybe on the group text or texting Neil. I don't know. His velocity wasn't good the other night, but he still was effective. Yeah. So maybe 5-6 days off will help that. What are y'all thoughts on? I'm assuming y'all both, if y'all had the card, you writing in Verlander game 1?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you got to. I think this is what we traded for.
Yeah.
And now
this is why he's here.
This is his job, right? So I feel like I say a no-brainer, but yes. I mean, I think I don't see a reason not to put it like that. So
he pitched great. His last 2 starts have been great. I don't say great. They've been really good. He hadn't gone very far, but still, he put up zeros, goose eggs. That's all you can ask for. I mean, sure. This is going to be something where you probably get him through 5 with 1 or less runs, hopefully, and then you turn it over. Depending on pitch count, but you're not going to ask much more than 6 innings out of him. I just don't want him to give up the crooked numbers. Battle.
Sure.
Let your defense play. With Verlander pitching and Frommer pitching, who's starting to catcher. So I don't really think we need to attach that or attack that. Joe Ryan's a righty, so I would assume Brantley will DH. Where are we on Brantley playing the field as opposed to Jordan?
I don't know. What does that matter?
I mean,
Like,
it's a push.
Jordan's got a better arm, much better arm.
I think there's some trust, though. I would say I trust Brantley a little bit more, but I'm good either way on those two guys. Like I don't I mean I mean both of them have the tendency to be hurt. So you can't exactly
Yeah, no
shelter
doubt. I
them.
mean, every time Brantley runs, I think he's going to die. I'm still convinced
same with Jordan. Anytime I see Jordan like chasing after and having to extend himself out there and left, I'm like, this is 50.
I guess it's what are you playing for? I mean, if you're playing for the arm, I mean, it's definitely Jordan. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Brantley feels. I don't know. I still think still think he's kind of remote control and people are carrying him like weekend at Brantley's. I think he's still kind of dead. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would assume that. I mean, they could go other ways. They could DH. I mean, you can play Jordan in the field and DH Diaz. You could have DH Jordan. You could have Chaz in left and have Myers in center if you're going for D. Well, no, it's Verlander, so it'll be Dubon. It'll be Dubon in center. So, all right. So scratch all that. I keep forgetting that Verlander's the only pitcher in the history of baseball has a personal center fielder. So Jordan will be DHing. So there will be no Brantley in the lineup.
Yeah.
So looking back, and this is kind of changing.
Unless he benches Chaz, which he totally could.
True that.
Right
just looking at whenever we played Minnesota. Okay. So I was curious to know, like, how have we done? Well, we played them 6 times and we won 2 of them. And if you'll remember, because I didn't until I looked this up, we were the Twins home opener, but then it got delayed for weather. And so we open up on a Friday and we actually lost that game 2-3. The starting pitchers for that game were Jose Urquidy and Sonny Gray. And where was it? I just had it. Yeah. Urquidy goes 5 1/3, 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. Sonny Gray goes 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. So bullpens came in, and I guess officially Stanek got the loss in that game. But so we faced Sonny Gray earlier this year. We beat them once there and once at home. And I haven't gotten to, I'm still digging this up on, like, Garcia pitched, Hunter Brown pitched and got a win. Hunter Brown got the win in Minnesota. But anyways, just as far as some of the history, that was one of the things that I was curious about. But that's going back to, what's the date on this? April. Pause.
Yeah, I mean that's almost like
April 7th, 8th, 9th, like last year.
Yeah, that's almost like last season.
Yeah.
You know,
Correct.
I mean, I will say this. I'm glad we don't have to face Gray twice. He's not a great matchup for our right-handed hitters because he hammers the outside corner with sliders. The problem I have with him, and again, we absolutely can beat him. The problem I have with him starting game 3 for them is I hope it's 2-0 Stros. Because you know, we don't know what Javier we're going to get. It's going to be cold. You know, I obviously I don't know how he's going to do, but it's advantage Twins game 3, in my opinion. So I would really like us to go there game 3 with a 2-0 lead. If it's 1-1, we need to battle and get that third game against him, and then we've got the advantage back. But I mean, a little bit cart before the horse, but not really, because it's going to go 3 regardless. So that's why those pitching matchups are so huge. You got to give the edge to the Astros game 1 and 2. So you need to take advantage of that, especially at home. Which,
do you give the edge to the Astros game 1 and 2 at home? Have we turned that corner?
Good point.
I do because I don't think the regular season home record matters right now. That place is going to be
It's going to be electric. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be electric. They're going to be rested. More importantly, our starting pitching, who's been worn down, is going to be rested. Our bullpen's going to be rested. And I think you go, hey, let's go 5, maybe 6 with Verlander, and turn it over to Naris, Abreu, and Presley. And I mean, the key thing,
the first one.
Yeah, the key thing is scoring. Getting the lead and tagging on. But no, I mean, if you're on paper, which obviously they don't play the game on paper, I give advantage Astros. And now, I mean, are we going to have good Framber, or are we going to have mental midget Framber in game 2?
Right.
Yeah.
So, same question, but I give us the advantage. I think you're going to see a complete different ball team at home. I mean, the crowd, the emotion, the adrenaline.
So. Yeah, me too. Because so I finished my research. Belak was the other pitcher that we had that had a win.
Oh, Belak. What did I
Hunter
read
Brown.
about him? What is he? What did I just read about
He's selling
him?
insurance.
No.
Oh
no.
But yeah, Hunter Brown. So we won the first. No, we lost the first one 7-5. That was the game. Abreu blew it late. They scored 1 in the 9th, and then put 2 on in the 10th, and that was the game. JP started. JP France. Yeah, JP France faced Sonny Gray. So we have seen Sonny Gray this year. So we've faced him twice. In that game, it was 6. He pitched 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. Altuve, nope, that wasn't off of him. So Alvarez had a double and Tucker had a double. But so Sonny Gray, there's enough familiarity with him. I feel like
Notice what you just said. Who had the 2 extra base hits against Sonny Gray?
Yeah, lefties.
The lefties. He is one of those. He's really tough on right-handed hitters. So I would highly recommend to y'all's brother Dusty that he puts Brantley in that lineup for game 3.
I'm going to read you guys a few names who are currently working out with the Astros as part of their playoff pool in case of emergencies. You ready? Ronel Blanco. Great. Okay.
Neil's son's favorite pitcher.
Corey Julks.
Dusty's grandson.
Parker Mieski.
Yep.
David Hensley, Brandon Kruger, Belak. Let's see, Andrew Knapp. I just hope no one gets hurt. How about that? Let's hope nobody gets hurt.
I'm surprised you didn't say Cesar Salazar.
Oh, Cesar Salazar. Yes, he's on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cesar Salazar.
That's the one that I would be surprised. And I think when Christian and I talked about this one night, you might have been at a Jonas Brothers concert, Brian, but I mean,
too soon.
Too soon still. But do the Astros choose to bring a third catcher was kind of the question. And, but it's hard to say that we'd have a third one because we really don't even use the second one. But we did at the beginning of the year. Remember, we carried three catchers forever
and played him, and he played.
So anyway,
I don't know. I don't even know this is important to know. I mean, rules for baseball are different in every league, every level. But I think this is something maybe our listeners that might want to know. So what happens if you start Brian Maldonado if Diaz is the DH and you have to move him to catcher because Maldonado got pinch hit for, you lose that DH spot, and then the pitcher has to hit in that spot, or obviously you have to take that pitcher out and pinch hit for. So that's not the case in every level of baseball, but Major League Baseball, that is the rule. And so for those that don't understand why it could be a factor is that's the reason. Is let's say Diaz is hitting sixth at DH. You pinch it for Maldi, well then Diaz obviously that next inning has to go play the field. So now the pitcher hits in that sixth spot. So
Right.
just for those that
which is a push when you're taking Maldi out.
Well, but that's also,
yes, but he also comes back around quicker than Maldi's spot would.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's also the reason when Maldi catches, that's the out for not using Diaz as a DH. I mean, that's been the case. So, anyways, yeah.
I mean, Diaz hasn't hit in a month anyway, so who knows what he's like? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
can you listen? Like a rookie who has, shattered Astro rookie records, still isn't playing regularly, and
he's not going to.
And he's not going to play regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And reverse it back to the beginning of the season, at one point was likely the third catcher on a 3-catcher team. That is that's nuts. I mean,
yeah, I know. I know.
But okay.
So here's what I don't like. Now my wheels are going about the lineup. So we're going to have Altuve, Bregman, Jordan, Tucker, Abreu, McCormick. I mean, do y'all think McCormick should be in? Y'all are going to say McCormick left field?
Yeah.
Well, if Dubon's playing, yes, absolutely.
Yes,
that's all. Well, yeah. So then
he's not going to be in center. I mean, I think he should be in center.
I do too. Seven's Pena, 8's Dubon, and 9 is Maldi.
Yes,
I don't love that. Yeah, I don't love it though. Okay.
I mean, that's not our optimal lineup, but this is
no, it's not.
Boy, we've hammered
it's
this.
Playoff baseball. I'm sure. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
We've hammered
Verlander better freaking step up. Because if he needs a personal catcher and a personal center fielder and he blows it in the playoffs again, I'm going to personally send him back to New York. And I want Ryan Clifford back.
Yeah.
Now, if he goes out and throws zeros, all right, man.
My man.
Yeah, my man.
That's what you're the hired gun. That's what you're supposed to do.
Let's just get one. Let's just get one, baby.
You could do it.
Let's get
I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that first game, that first one is a man.
Neil, you had it up. I know you probably, and I'm going to go get me a refreshment real fast. I know, but you might. Do you still have the series up? How did we do against Joe Ryan?
Ooh, yeah, that would take me a bit.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just curious, and it really, I mean, you like knowing, but at the same time, we played them so long ago.
Yeah,
and nothing's official. We're just speculating that's what they're going to do.
I mean, that's who he was supposed to go game 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's their number 2/3.
I don't think we
I could have sworn we did.
Yeah. I'd have to go back and look at all that, but yeah.
All right. Let's just get right to it. While Neil's looking for that, let's talk what we think is going to happen in the series.
Yeah.
Meaning predictions. And then I want predictions of MVP.
Ooh.
And I want predictions of maybe not the MVP, but someone that definitely unsung hero type makes a difference in the series for if we're predicting that the Astros win. You know what I mean? So like, give me your predictions, meaning how many games, who wins, and then we're gonna move to some of the other American League series.
Yep.
And then I want who you predict your MVP and who you think is, unsung hero, someone that could have been in line to win the MVP. We
So I
couldn't have
think,
won the series without. So Dorton, you lead us off.
yeah, I think the Astros win this in 4.
Okay.
I'm putting it out there. We go 4, and we win in Minnesota, and I think we see Mr. Tucker have one of his career series. Like, I think this is where we start to see him step up. We could also, and I could make the same argument for Breggy, start having like an actual. Breggy seems to shy away in the playoffs a little bit. He comes in moments, but overall tends to shy away a little bit. I think that Breggy shines.
Shy away in the playoffs?
Sorry, I meant leading up to the playoffs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, leading up to it. I think we start seeing him shine, and I think we see Tucker absolutely blow the lights off people. So I think that's what we're gonna see.
So is Bregman your unsung or
Well, can you call Breggy an unsung?
not really?
Okay.
No.
I think Tucker has a chance of winning the ALDS MVP if they're. Do they do division series MVPs or just?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was
once they
just
get to 5 games.
CS or CS and World Series. No, okay.
Maybe, I don't know. All right, Neil.
I'm going obvious Jordan. I just think that this is.
He was Player of the Month.
Well, that's true. I just think this is where this guy. I mean, he shines often, but this is what he's here for. This is his thing. This is where he steps up, and we all know if you take that bat out of the lineup, which we had a lot this year, we know how different this lineup becomes. And so I expect him to do what he's done all year long. So that's obviously not a surprise. My unsung continues to be Abreu at first base. I think I just think he's going to step up. I think he realizes his years in this league are fading, and here's an opportunity that he may never come across again. And that's my guy. That's the one. I hope you're right.
I hope you're right there.
I hope you're right, and because then it'll make his contract worth it on a down year, right? But also, I think you're going to see Jordan and Tucker get pitched around until someone behind them proves that they can step up and do it. So I personally wouldn't bat him 5th. We already know that. But I mean, I hope, because
we need it.
I hope you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is what you do in the playoffs. You know, the runs are at premium. You know, the run, it's always close games. They pitch around some of the hot players, the best players. So, I mean, yeah, you absolutely. I mean, I hope so. What about series? Who's winning and how many games?
We're winning in 4. We split it home and win both in Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking as well. You know.
And by the way, you were correct. We did face Ryan. He got the win against Garcia early. Again, this was back in April. That was also the game where Jordan hits a grand slam off of him.
Ooh.
So Ryan gave up 4 runs all on the ground.
I think he pitched pretty good. He just gave up one.
His stat line was 6 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, so he made a bad mistake. I know, man. I thought he had a good game against us. Okay. I think we win in 4. I think we win both at home. I think we lose Tuesday. I think we win Wednesday. which now that I'm thinking about it, we probably need to talk about if it gets to Wednesday who's pitching. So we'll get that in a minute. I think the MVP is going to be Jose Altuve because he's got the second most postseason home runs of all time. And how he goes, we go. And I'm going to predict that he is, if they hand out MVPs for the ALDS, he will win it. Unsung, I mean, do y'all really know? I mean, y'all really think? I mean, you know I'm going to choose for unsung. It's going to be the Chasmanian Devil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to make some plays in the outfield, and I think he's going to get on base. I think he's going to create havoc. And I think they're going to have to pitch to him, especially if Neil's boy Abreu does well he starts getting hot. And there's situations where maybe they need a runner on second and third. They want to walk Abreu to get to Chaz. Chaz's going to have to step up. So that's who's going to be my unsung. Game 4 is Wednesday. So if you're right in the lineup card, boys, I'm going to go back to Dorton for this. Who are you starting Wednesday if it gets to Wednesday?
So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, Frenchie would be up, right? But
everyone's rest. I mean, no,
but everyone's ready. So like you can go. I mean, I would say if we're
the three people you can't pitch are the three people that just started.
Yep.
Those guys won't be available.
Right. But
who's your fourth starting pitcher?
Frenchie, I guess. Yeah, Frenchie.
I'm going your Queedy.
Queedy?
Yeah, I'm with Neil. I don't love it, but there ain't no way I'm rolling out Frenchie, who's never pitched in a playoff game on the road. I'm going to keep him in the pen.
I think that's also a positive, because remember everything this season is a first for him, So
it's a different animal. It's a different animal in playoff baseball.
I know. So he's never experienced anything close to it anywhere. So I think
but you don't know how he's going
to react.
No, you don't. But you do have a guy on your staff that has 3 World Series wins.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
And look, I don't love him, right? But I mean, he's he's going to have a slow heartbeat. He's not going to get rattled. He might get 7 bombs hit off of him, but it's not going to be because he's rattled. And that's only fear with Frenchie is, he's probably that swing guy you bring in if you have a big lead in a game or you're way behind in a game to eat some innings, and that's how you kind of get him into the experience maybe for the next series. I don't know what they're going to do, but I bet it's your Keedy.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the combination of your Queedy and Brown.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, I can see them tag teaming. I mean, if your Queedy goes out and throws 3 innings of 1 hit, no run baseball, let's see how 4 innings goes. If he's given up 2 runs in 3 innings, all right, come on, Brown. It's one of those kind of combination deals.
Here's my thought on that. I agree with that, but like anything else, I think it depends on the score.
Yeah.
Because if it's close, I think if it's close, I think you're right. I think if it's not close, obviously you're going to try to save Brown to go after Verlander an inning or 2 on game 5.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw some crazy stat that your Queedy's the second time through the lineup, the average jumps up like insanely. I wish I would have written that down or whatever, but
if he starts, he ain't in there long.
Yeah.
Unless he's just throwing goose eggs.
Right. So, and the job he did in Arizona was unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Getting the last second, hey, by the way, you're starting. That was
all right.
huge.
Phillies are done, y'all. Phillies are
done.
in. So wild card games are over on
that is unbelievable.
Before 10 p.m. Central on a Wednesday.
That's unbelievable that none of the games went 3. That's amazing.
how are they not showing times? Like how is this not set?
Well, okay, so listen, all
How is
seriousness, I
this
look
not
at.
set?
Can you let me? I looked this up a second ago, and they're waiting to see exactly what time the Jonas Brothers all can come on the stage at the same time, and then they're gonna announce the times.
Nick, Joe, Kevin, you're on.
Samuel, George,
Sammy, Gary Jonas is my favorite.
Um,
I
All
just
right.
didn't know you were. I just didn't know you were that big of a Jonas Brothers guy. That's
But legit,
good
like
to know.
how are these not just all of these games, all of these combinations, these have to be set in stone, right? Like if this happens, then this happens. If this happens, then this happens. All right, all the permutations are done. Announce the times so people
Yeah,
can
but you know,
freaking make plans.
well, the thing that I really love about this is, the Braves. I say I love this, but I wouldn't even call the Braves in Philadelphia big market, huge markets, but they are
Bigger.
they're big.
because,
Philadelphia's big.
Yeah.
but it's because there's no Yankees, there's no Red Sox.
But they're on
we all
TBS. They're on TBS.
well, that's their guys.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I don't know. I was going to say I would imagine there'd be a late
Well,
game.
can I talk
with the
about
Doesn't
on
matter.
Dodgers.
Saturday,
Like, I mean, there's going to be there's the National League is TBS and American League is Fox FS1, so they can
Right.
put them whatever time they want. That just,
But
I mean,
Saturday, and I know it's MLB and I know it's playoffs and they really don't care, but they are competing. They are competing on Saturdays for viewers.
well, Fox
Okay.
and FS1 have some football games as well that
Yeah.
they're going to have to move around.
So
And
Saturday
that
is
could be
my
something.
favorite college football game of the year, the Red River Rivalry, and that's
Yeah.
11. And then A&M and Dorton's Aggies play Bama at 2:30.
2:30.
And then so we have massive regional college games and national college games, and then we have the Astros. Hopefully Saturday night, right as the concert starts.
3:30 Central.
So
Maybe 3
um,
Central. 3 Central.
I'm
would be
looking for
fantastic.
an epic freaking Saturday.
Yeah,
I've
it's
got
going to be
gymnastics
fantastic.
in the morning. We've got baseball game at night. In between, I've got the Red River Rivalry, A&M, Alabama, and then I've got the Stros that night. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
You're doing gymnastics. I'm impressed.
That's crazy.
Absolutely, man. I'm stretching. Actually, I don't think I'm going to have to go. One, it's the Red River Rivalry, and my mother-in-law
You should get that princess going instead of you.
My mother-in-law is in
That
town.
little princess.
So I think my mother-in-law and my wife are going to take the little one to gymnastics, and I'm going to have Bloody Marys in tradition tradition for the Red River Rivalry every year. So, yeah, keep us updated on that time, Dorton. We want to know.
Me too.
All right, other American League series. I really don't care about the National League. If y'all want to talk about it, we can. I just don't care.
I don't care. I don't care.
I don't either.
There's another league.
Yeah, exactly. I got to say something. The team up north surprised the hell out of me, and they don't deserve anything.
No.
I mean, their general manager's trash, worrying about the Astros taking hacks of them celebrating.
They're all garbage.
So screw that.
Stupid.
However, I did not think they were going to Tampa after what happened to them the last week and sweep that. Now, so Tampa did help them. I mean, that is some of the worst baseball I've seen Tampa Bay ever play.
That was awful.
It was horrendous.
I didn't get to see it. I just saw the scores and saw
Game one. They
highlights.
had 4 errors, and they were awful errors. So the Rangers advanced. The Rangers are going to go to Baltimore and play the Orioles. That's going to be a fun. I mean, that's going to be a fun. I want to watch. That's going to be a fun series.
That's going to be some runs scored.
Yeah, I think so too.
I will say this: if there is a oh my gosh, how awesome would that be moment? It would be beating the Rangers in the ALCS.
Yeah, and I would be at a game. I don't know how. I don't know when.
That would
I will make a game.
That would be one of the most incredible things in the world.
Well, let's not do what we hope for, right? Let's go with our heads, not our hearts.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think on, and I'm not going to go over the pitching to that depth.
No, but I will say we know that the Rangers are struggling with their pitching. We know where Baltimore does not struggle. I think if you are placing bets, you go over whatever that line is. It doesn't matter what the line is. Go ahead and just hammer the over, because I think there's going to be a lot of runs scored.
Fair. You know they only gave up 1 run in 2 games to Tampa Bay.
Yep.
But that's a Tampa Bay team that just all of a sudden forgot how to play baseball.
They still won 99 games
in the East.
They
the AL least.
At least, yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
But Baltimore.
I'd pick the Rangers to win that series. I think I am.
Really? I'm picking Baltimore. And it's gonna be nasty. I think it's gonna be nasty.
I think Baltimore, everybody says they kind of copied our model. I don't know that they're there just yet. It's kind of like, what was it, 2015 when we lost to the Royals?
Wasn't that 16?
Was it 16? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the year before? So 16, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, they haven't been into the playoffs, and this is a different animal.
It's new territory. Yeah.
Yes, and
neither have the Rangers.
Neither the Rangers, and I get that. I just think the Rangers have a little bit more veteran players.
Seager and Evaldi have. So I mean, they have.
I'd say that, and it's gonna. That's tough. That's tough to pick.
So you're gonna go on record the Rangers?
I'll do it, but I don't feel great about it. But yes, because I mean, yeah, sure. Put me down. Rangers in 6th.
Jordan?
Oh, no. I think
5-game series, Neil.
I mean, Rangers in 5. Why not?
Okay.
I think it's Baltimore, and it's ugly. It might be Baltimore in 3.
Oh.
I mean, I really do. I think it's going to be ugly. I think the Rangers are going to struggle on the mound, and I think that Baltimore is going to score a lot of runs.
It all comes down to if Baltimore, who can mash, gets into their bullpen. If they can get into their bullpen, it will be like Dorton said. If they don't, then it's very well they could hang around and end up winning. I'm going to take Baltimore in 4 because I just love the way they play, and I just at home that's another place that's going to be rocking. It is going to be. Those fans have been starving for a playoff team. It's going to be rocking. I'm just an Adley Rushman. Gunnar Henderson, those dudes. I mean, they just freaking. But hey, if they don't get into their bullpen, then the Rangers can mash too. I mean, that's going to be a fun series. But
y'all remember the time that we went to the stadium there in Baltimore?
When 8th grade field trip,
1992.
Yeah, we went to the what was it, that little
gift shop?
What was it? There was like an ESPN restaurant. Remember that?
I bought a
boardwalk area right out.
I bought
by the boardwalk.
A black Baltimore hat that had the full bird sideways. Nice. Yeah, you don't even see those hats anymore. I wish I still had it. But yeah, I bought that hat there.
I bought the collection of mini helmets of the league. Which I then carried on to my son. And so years ago, we're messing with them. I still have them. I've got a Montreal Expos mini helmet.
That's cool.
So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, that place will be rocking, and they deserve it.
It will be. It'll be fun. It's going to be a good series to watch.
Yes.
Anything? So what else? What else we want to talk about before we wrap this up on a Wednesday night? And no baseball tomorrow, so great time to listen and watch on YouTube.
Are there college
And
football games tomorrow at least?
tomorrow night, and then there's a decent one Friday night.
Friday night's a great game. Yeah. I don't know what's tomorrow night. What are we supposed to do?
Listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
And download Jonas Brothers tracks on your Spotify account.
Yeah. For real.
Anything we want to touch on before we kind of wrap this bad boy up? Yeah, before we wrap this up, we need to go to the throwback player of the week. That's on me. It's kind of a Wednesday deal, so I almost forgot. Neil, I can't ever shut Neil out with his lovely segment. So our third throwback player of the week is our sponsor for that is Victoria Equipment Auction. And at Victoria Equipment Auction, our number one goal is to get you the best price for your equipment, hassle-free and professional manner. Whether you're a part of a large corporation looking to clear out old equipment out of your inventory or an individual interested in selling a single piece, Victoria Equipment Auction is ready to go to work for you. Just drop off your equipment and they will take care of you. At Victoria Equipment Auction, you can call Clay, Kenny, and Kevin Griffin. We've known for a long time. Kevin texted me this week saying, "Go Astros," and that their auction will be on December 2nd. So for those that are watching, they make sure you contact them either on their website, email. You can give them a call. They are great people, and they will take care of you. But their next auction, they have a quarterly auction, is December 2nd. So with that being said, Neil, the throwback player of the week, I hope it's an October version, but we shall see. So take it away.
I hope it's Scott Service again.
It is a October version. It's a guy that helped us win a ring in 2017 that is now playing shortstop for the Minnesota Twins.
Oh boy.
You're Carlos Correa. So Carlos Javier Correa Jr., right? So his dad's senior, he's junior. Born September 22nd, 1994. On June 4th, 2012, he was selected as the first overall pick and ahead of a guy that was highly touted that I haven't heard from in a while that the Astros did decide to skip over is Mark Appel. So I remember hearing that at the time, like Mark Appel could be the guy.
No, that's wrong. They drafted Mark Appel number one the draft before.
Timeout.
The number two pick in that draft was Byron Buxton, who also plays for the Twins and's been hurt.
Pause this whole thing.
Yeah, you're not going to like this because I'm right. Yeah,
no,
I'm not editing this.
Oh my gosh, I'm not saying I am right. I got bad info. So you're saying we did draft Mark Appel?
Absolutely, number one overall. Horrible. I hated the pick at the time. I've got documentation. I hated the pick at the time, and then he was awful. And then the next year, I believe, now I could have my years mixed up, but I think the next year we drafted Correa, and the big deal was a bunch of people wanted Buxton. And we did not draft. We drafted Correa, and Buxton went number two to the Twins.
Damn. So that was 2012 MLB draft. Let's look it up. And again, I just got bad info.
Where did you get your bad info from?
The World Wide Web.
Oh man.
Usually that's spot on.
Yeah. How could you go wrong there?
While we're waiting, Dorton, do we have a time yet?
No. I don't understand this. Like this.
Yeah, but you only care because you have plans. Like you wouldn't care either otherwise.
Yeah, but like there.
No. Yeah, you're right.
There are people who are wanting to. How about this? There are people that immediately are wanting to pull the trigger on tickets, who possibly can, if times line up, but absolutely can't if times don't line up. So like, why are they holding back on start times here? Like immediately.
They don't care about those that are trying to buy tickets because they're going to sell out anyway.
I know, but it's just
all right. So here's the draft order of the 2012 picks, right? So number 1, Carlos Correa. 2, Byron Buxton, Twins. The 3rd pick, Seattle, Mike Zunino. The 4th pick, Orioles, Kevin Gossman. The 5th pick, the Royals.
That's a pretty good draft.
Yeah. The 5th is the Royals, Kyle Zimmer. 6th, the Cubs, Albert Almora. 7th, the Padres, Max Fried. Fried. That was the guy who pitched for he pitched against us in the World Series, right?
Yeah, Braves.
Atlanta.
Braves,
yeah.
Yep.
And the 8th pick by the Pirates, Mark Appel. You're not going to like it. Stanford.
Yeah, it's not right. We drafted number 1 overall.
I wonder if he was drafted and then not signed.
That might be what it is. Yeah, because that might be what it is, that he didn't come to terms on a contract, because we drafted number 1 overall.
So, as we were saying, so Correa became the highest selected player to be drafted from Puerto Rico.
Look in next year's draft.
Yeah.
He didn't sign, and then we drafted number 1 overall in 2013.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did. So
So
we got
you were partially right. Yeah, he got drafted.
Oh, I was right, and so were you. Which stop me if you've heard this before, Brian. Hey, Brian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Okay,
good job, y'all.
You've lived 30-something years dealing with this.
Good job.
We're gonna find a way.
How about this? You're both right.
We're gonna find a way to both be right. And if we're wrong, we're blaming you.
Yeah.
Couple of things, and here was one. Just again, let me get to it first. All right. So he signs with the Astros on June 7th, 2012, $4.8 million signing bonus. He chose to wear a certain number in his introduction to the media. Any guesses on what that number was?
Is it not Brian, the number 1 that
number 5?
No. So 5 is, we talk to each other by our numbers, right? I'm 5, Brian, you're 65, Christian, you're 12. So he chose to wear the number 12.
Huh.
How weird is that? All these years, we've called this guy Carlos Correa.
Yeah, that's true.
And he wears number 12. Should have known. I mean, it's him,
No.
It's Dusty, it's Christian. They're in it together. I've got no doubt in my mind.
I can shut this podcast off at any time, right?
All sabotage. So, yeah, the reason he wore it, though, was because he was honoring Roberto Alomar. That was his guy, right? That was his.
Also wore 12. Hall of Famer.
Right. So that was his idol, what have you. So short and sweet, got pulled up June 8, 2015, killed it in the minor leagues. First game, 1 for 4, single off Chris Sale. He becomes the youngest shortstop to hit a home run in a playoff series. First Astro to win Rookie of the Year since. Who was the last one before him?
Rookie of the Year?
To win, yes. 3, 2, 1. Jeff Bagwell, 1991.
Oh man, I thought that was too obvious, but okay. I
was thinking way more obscure.
Yes. So obviously after that, the rest is history. Tremendous talent, history of injuries. He was extremely clutch for us in the playoffs. Obviously left after 2017. No, 2018, 19.
No.
21.
21.
So it had been 20. This is 23. So
yeah.
21. He was there.
He left after 21.
Yes. All right, so leaves in 21. We give him a offer of around $18 million, which he rejected, and then ends up signing the 3-year deal with Minnesota, which had the out, which this past year we all saw the fiasco of him going to the Giants and then him going to the Mets. And then, oh, by the way, hey, never
Yeah.
meant to leave you, Minnesota. Here we are. So, and he's making
Bad,
35.
bad medicals. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a ton of stuff
Yeah.
out there that he has
Ankle.
serious back issues. Like,
It depends on his masseuse, though.
well, oh man, I could go down that. I could go down that
crack-
topic for a while.
The cracked rib.
Yeah,
But they all-
Daniela was never going to let him re-sign in Houston. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I think that's
So
fair.
anyway, some great memories and some moments of not so great. But Carlos Correa, again, a number 1 draft pick who paid off. Right. Ultimately, he paid off. I mean, we drafted him number 1 before Mark Appel in the 8th. I mean, before the 8th pick, and he did what a number 1 pick should do. He should take, I mean, what you hope he should do, and take you to a World Series and win. And definitely did. He was the first piece of the Lunhow Luno organization. He was the piece that they basically built around. And we all talked about him coming up and how big of a deal he was. And again, in my mind, he delivered.
You have to say that
we also
because
traded him, and then we won a World Series.
We got rid of him. Yes,
yeah, we didn't trade him.
Sorry, didn't trade him.
Yeah, and that's where I was. That's where I was going with Miesky saying that. You can't argue that. You can't argue that it wasn't worth it. 2017 alone. My issue. So I agree with that. My issues with Correa were the fact that he can never stay healthy.
Yes.
And we knew, most fans that have any sense knew, that he probably wasn't going to re-sign with the Astros. His wife wanted glitz and glamour and big city and all the money, and it was clear that she ran the show. There's tons of stories about her and not wanting him to resign with the Astros for a number of reasons. But I will say this. I'm going to say this right now. His ability after 2017 to take all of the criticism and basically be the voice of the franchise and basically tell everyone to shut up and leave Altuve alone was some of the best leadership and team player / leader I've ever seen. And so while he frustrated me because he couldn't stay on the field, that was impressive. And you can go back and look at, I mean, Cody Bellinger talking trash to us, him immediately finding a reporter and recanting and talking trash back to Bellinger, and the Joe Kelly bull crap. Sorry, taking
love it,
taking up for Altuve, and saying, "Dude, that guy never did anything." That'll always stick with me. So, winning a World Series, being the centerpiece, yes. Doing that kind of stuff, yes. I wish him well too. I'm one of those that, man, once you leave, especially if we're playing him, I hope he goes 0-for-18 with 18 strikeouts.
Well, sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
And
I know that's where you're getting at. I just, but
here's his stats. Let me throw his stats at you, right? So his 7 years in with the Houston Astros, he batted .277, on base percentage of .356, slugging of .481. So his OPS was .837. His OPS plus, what would you guess? I'm curious because I wouldn't have guessed this.
120.
127. So, which is obviously pretty dang good.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that away. That is, but that's weighted against his position.
Sure.
And he was an offensive. I mean, he was one of the biggest power hitters at that position.
But also a Gold Glove winner.
No doubt. No doubt. An absolute cannon. I mean, he has an absolute cannon. I will say what I wanted to say a minute ago is it proved the Astros right when they let him go and he re-signs and they win a World Series with a rookie. So it was kind of it was a win by Correa and made it more worth it the first time around.
Sure.
And then it was a win by the organization to not pay him $35 million and pay a rookie $700,000. And that helped us,
which Correa, again, taking the high road, supported Pena, groomed Pena, like you telling Pena before that season ended, hey, you're going to be the guy. I mean, it's 2021. This is it for me. I'm more likely out. You're the guy. And there's been some good documentation on that. So
that's
hats
fair.
off to him. Yeah.
And he's hit some massive postseason home runs for the Astros. They've kind of been overshadowed by what Altuve's done, but I mean, he's hit some massive ones, and he's way up on the list in most postseason home runs too. I hope that stays that number.
Yes.
All right. Anything else before we kind of wrap this bad boy up?
Sure, would be nice to have some times.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up with that. So, Red River rivalry. It's great. Hook 'em. Dorton, you got your Ags playing Bama. That should be a good game. Go Stros. We'll end it the proper way. And also, man, have a great time at the Jonas Brothers concert.
Thanks.
Go Buffs Friday.
My daughter's gonna love it.
Neil, just fight like hell.
That's all we'll do. We'll give it a shot.
Absolutely.
Go down to Cuero America. Stroman beat him in 1995.
Hey.
Well, it's playoff baseball. It's October baseball. We have the Astros in a couple days. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to be doing some things on the YouTube channel moving forward, but right now it's all Stros, and let's see this run. Let's play some baseball for a while. As the Stros well know, it's 11 wins. That's what it takes. 11 wins.
That's right. So,
boys, appreciate a Wednesday night. Supposedly, there's a rumor of a cold front coming in. I'll believe it when I see it. Yes, we all need it. I'm going to believe when I see it. It's supposed to rain in my house at 3 a.m. Yeah, right. Go Stros.
Go Stros.
Go Stros.